who gets what series. And of course, you know, it also helps that we're the most handsome casters, so we pay off the guy holding the straws. And
quite lovely, just like Nomad said.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
But this one should be a good one. Bloodseeker coming out at the end there. This one position 3 rather than position 1, so I don't think we'll see any of that God King Bloodseeker or Battle Fury on the Bloodseeker. That one might be a little bit much.
Yeah, I think a little bit of agree from the offlane if you build Battle Fury on any hero. But yeah, you're right. I mean, the offlane Bloodseeker usually goes like utility, different types of aura items, early BKB. You could even go for like a Gleipnir or the Aghanim Scepter, right? All these items end up being very value. Especially into the Razor and DP, I would very much expect an Axe to be one of the core items for the Bloodseeker this game. Yeah,
it's like they said, heroes with a lot of mobility, you can shut them down just by dropping the Rupture on them, so having 2 charges would help quite a bit. Do you like what LGD do? They tend to mix up their drafts a little bit more than these other teams, and you know, it does throw people off. Just a couple matches ago when they were playing against, God, it was Phoenix. They ended up picking the Undying up against the Mars, and I felt like that was pretty good for a number of reasons. This game, they go for the Snapfire, even though they don't have a, you know, Mars Arena in order to protect you. You're not playing against Phoenix to take advantage of the Little Shredder, but it does do a lot of burst damage, and between that and I think like having a Bloodseeker that, you know, forces people to fight in one place with that Rupture, a lot of damage can come out from that one as a support. So, I like that one quite a bit.
Yeah, big fan of the LGD draft. We'll see how it goes. Obviously, a lot of game to be played. I'm curious. The last pick Tide for the side of Vici Gaming, to me it feels a little bit lacking in terms of like what they could have done with their last pick.
Why is that? What would you prefer to see?
I mean, just it doesn't really do much into the Luna lane. Like Irving, I think is still gonna have a pretty rough time on this off lane. Like you're into Luna Bane. Like these heroes slap really hard. So I'm not really sure exactly what the best pick was. I did kind of like the idea of running the off lane Death Prophet, picking a better core matchup into the Luna. The Terrorblade, obviously one of the better ones for sure, but
I do like it. You do need something to sit in front of towers as the PSG heroes try to run at them, and who better than Tidehunter, who's got you know, the Kraken Shell in order to deal with that you know, Nightmare Fiend script coming out. So up until Kunkka gets himself a Silver Edge in order to deal with the Kraken Shell, they're going to be able to turn these team fights around, and they do a lot of damage between the Razor with the Static Link and Eye of the Storm, and of course the Death Prophet running at people with that Exorcism. Kunkka does a lot for a you know, support hero at the beginning of the game as well. So taking the fights PSG.LGD, it's not going to be so easy to fight into VC's heroes, especially when you know you try to dive. You can turn things around pretty quickly with the Tidehunter.
Yeah, absolutely. Mid lane, the matchup went pretty dang good for nothing to say so far into the Death Prophet, and this is a matchup that Death Prophet is supposed to crush. So off to a little bit of a rough start there for DP, but I'm sure once you get a couple more points in that Spirit Siphon, it'll ease up a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, Kunkka does pretty well against any, Death Prophet does pretty well against any melee strength hero, Kunkka included. So the moment you try to run the Death Prophet and Punisher, or you know, get close to the wave in order to get yourself some CS, you can run him down as far as like the tower line before you have to get back.
Why? Not in the right neighborhood here. Ends up, he'll be fine, but taking a lot of damage there from these two heroes.
Yep. No points in Dominated Attack or the bugs yet on the Weaver, so the Gush just by itself, like you do a little bit of right-click damage because Weaver's high-base damage is staying on top of people with the Scucci, but without that level 2, you don't have massive kill threat. Bane would be able to turn that around, especially so close to his tower.
Weaver actually getting a nice block there on that easy camp. Bottom lane, one thing that is going to make this Bloodseeker's life a little bit difficult, though, is the static link from the Razor, right? The only real quote-unquote escape mechanic you have from the link is just being thirsted, so I mean that's not very good. Meanwhile, nice tag team, they jump right out of the Snapfire, does a decent chunk of her health, so she's gonna zone her out, she'll pop that self, try and reset her lane.
We push pretty far back, so they're gonna be reasonably safe where they are right now. Of course, mid lane that faking out those torrents or committing the torrents, you're never sure where they're going to drop because, you know, it's an ability that you can like cancel in the middle of the cast animation, or you don't necessarily need to be facing the direction that you're casting it. So a lot of predictions in this lane with the Kunkka versus the Death Prophet matchup, but you know, nothing to say. You know, looking in amazing form, as good as ever. 18-2 right now to the Death Prophet's 12-2, and like we said, DP should be winning this lane, but nothing to say here at full HP and ahead on CS.
He's torrent stacking his small camp as well off the screen there, so playing, you know, just maximizing his farm in every capacity.
Yep. pretty sure that one still works. The 57-second mark, you can throw the torrent up into the air, and it'll stack it on the Z-axis.
Thank you, my beauties.
It looked like the camp stacked on the torrent, you know, from the mini-map, so we'll see. But top lane, Irving taking a little bit of harassment damage here from the side of Y, but they're going to go ahead and try and turn it around. This could be the first blood. The Nightmare comes through, but they don't end up finding the kill. It goes the way of some creeps, but still, first blood nonetheless for VG Gaming.
Yeah, a nice find, and, you know, just playing in this Luna's face, you really prevented her from doing much damage, and once the pain was down, with the Anchor Smash debuff onto you, even with that Lunar Blessing, you weren't going to be able to click down the TIE Hunter, so advantage already for the side of VC, and as much as you didn't like this one, I think it is pretty solid as you know, the game goes on, especially if he's like defending points that PSG are trying to push. He doesn't necessarily have to build a Blink Dagger if PSG are making the aggressive moves, but depends on how much of the map they control about whether or not, you know, VC are the ones that need to make these aggressive moves and set up, you know, jumps on these enemy heroes, because outside of the Ravage, they don't have great ways of holding down these enemy heroes. It's just Tuscan. By himself, he's not going to accomplish too much.
Yeah. And you've got, well, actually, we'll come back to that point. We're now looking at mid. But, I mean, I just keep watching. Nothing to say is like creep score skyrocket, right? Like, he is just going to be able to, I'm getting Somnus.
I think not.
Punka vibes from earlier, you know, in our game one of our other series. Ooh, hey, never mind. Weaver does go down top. What I was going to talk about is just the synergy between the Weaver and the Tidehunter, right? A lot of minus armor from the Gush, the Swarm as well, but glad I didn't talk about it because that would have been an instant cast trigger. So.
You curse them by just thinking about it.
Yeah, you know, my bad.
Yeah.
Loosen the Lunar Blessing here with the Bane. A lot of damage. Ends up giving a kill for Y as well.
XM taking a lot of damage as well. It's a bottle refilled, so go back up to about half HP. But yeah, this lane very scary. Luna plus any ranged hero, just able to lay the damage into people. And you know, if you're not able to get that Anchor Smash off, you're not reducing enough, and Luna Bane just going to absolutely melt you. Extra 15 damage plus the free attacks you get off with the Nightmare is terrifying.
All right. Looks like ooh, I hear an exorcism. Yeah. Not really sure where, but
that Prophet committed that one in the mid lane. I think he figures he'll be able to do a little bit of chip damage to this tier
Dire's
one.
Middle tower
Weaver just making space, I guess.
Yep.
Radiant structures
5-minute mark rolls around. He wants to push this alongside his catapult. He managed to take down the enemy catapult, and
Faith Beyond's even rotated in from the bottom lane. They like really do not want to let this tower take a lot of damage here, and they have a whole creep wave. Nothing to say is actually going to drop the boat as well. Doesn't fully connect with the wave, but again, just all zoning tactics here to try and keep this tower alive as long as possible, and it finally does go down.
Welcome back.
He's gonna be all right. Just baiting out XM a little bit.
Yep. When the torrent came out, at the same time the exorcism came back, so it just really wasn't worth committing onto that DP there.
Oh, bounty!
Follows up the rune, goes back to full HP mana, and you know, just doing an amazing job about farming this Death Prophet. And you were supposed to win this lane, like at the very least, zone Kunkka out, but with him ahead, it does not bode well for VC Gaming. Thankfully, Thunder with a kill under his belt is okay, but you know, Luna's moved over to the jungle at this point, and now is going to be out farming your carry. There's no way that Razor keeps up with the Luna, so you're gonna have to make some moves now on VC. No, and I think it's one of the reasons why we saw that exorcism committed at the 5-minute mark, even though it wasn't the ideal time to push. They know that they're not going to be able to keep up with this Razor for this Luna's timing. How this game's going.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Kunkka, I mean, we actually saw this exact matchup earlier now that I think about it. It was the Death Prophet mid into the Kunkka, and it still went super Kunkka favored. Bottom lane, in the jungle, they're going to find a kill there onto the Tusk. Nice grab there.
Scatter Blast does so much damage, man.
Yeah, Billy's sick.
Yeah, it's kind of insane. So, Gamma just melts. And I guess the top lane, they're going to start to invade the jungle. They realize that Luna's got a pretty free time, but I'm not sure that any of these deep wards are going to stick. 3 heroes now over here, and you run into the Luna.
Yeah, they do. This has a Ravage as well. They're going to have to commit it, right? Yeah, absolutely worth it. Erica with the rotation as well. We'll be the one that finds the kill, and now you can start pushing this tower. And this makes sense, right? Like, we see heroes from LGD showing up in bottom. Erica does not want to fight into them. Comes top, going to help push this tower with Tidehunter. Kind of the same. It's your standard safe lane carry to the off lane rotation that we see, right? Like, nothing too special here, but XM joining as well. They really do want to find the first tower.
Yeah. And of course, this will give them easier access into the Luna's jungle, so you know, her space to farm is suddenly getting a lot smaller. She can have the triangle, she can have the creeps close to the mid lane, but going this far out anymore is going to be a big no-no. Thankfully, you've got other heroes that are pretty active that are going to be able to pick up the slack. Once Bloodseeker and Kunkka get like their first or second item, Luna's going to be able to farm all she wants. And speaking of Bloodseeker,
he's actually doing pretty decently. He's recovering
Radiant's
a little bit.
bottom tower is under attack.
Going for a Rod of Atos, probably into the Gleipnir for this game.
Dire's top
To
tower
hold people
is
down,
under
have
attack.
Snapfires and when you have a Luna, keeping like multiple people in play, still let those Moonglaves bounce and really help your DPS.
So the counter rotation to the bottom lane, LGD
Radiant's
gonna find
bottom
themselves
tower is
their
under
first
attack.
tower. Meanwhile, mid, they are starting to apply pressure. We're gonna start seeing some of the TPs to defend as well. So
Yeah, you don't want to give up
Radiant's
the mid tower for
bottom
the
tower
bottom
has
tier 1,
fallen.
but this does make the enemy team's jungle easy for the Luna to
Dire's
farm.
courier has been killed.
Weaver gets himself courier. Nice patience from him. Does see that rotation, the exorcism. Committed mid once again. XM trying to do what damage he can to the tower, but with nothing to say sitting in front, it's very difficult. They're going to be able to grab the Tidehunter here. Rupture, again, it's available if they want to use it, but Tidehunter is such a scary hero to initiate on.
Yeah, it's all magic damage from them right now, and he's got the Defiance.
All right, there it is. Rupture out onto XM, but where's your follow-up? It's just going to get salved by Tusk. All right, nicely done.
Before the Mortimer kisses, it's just not there. They have to
Dire's
commit pretty
top
far
tower
forward.
is
But
under attack.
I don't think they'll have the Mortimer kisses until at least the 10-minute mark, so not the end of the world if they ended up wasting that Rupture.
Gold for my chest.
All right. Ravage going down about 23 seconds. Both teams back off to farming. Kunkka still at the top of the net worth chart. Razor not too far behind.
I managed to pull ahead with that death on the Luna. The fact that they stopped Luna from farming up her own jungle really slowed them down. There was like a wasted rotation mid. Is he going to get the war before?
That is a value use of your life. Oh, nice shard, Zach. No, never mind. No matter. No, he tried. It was a good attempt, but why? It's the kill
Radiant's
there onto
middle
Tusk.
tower
Good find
is
from
under
him.
attack.
Nice attempt to run for those golems there. Bloodseeker, he probably isn't feeling like he'd be too active until he's got a little bit more catch himself. Wants to get himself that Rod of Atos, the way he's able to get on top of people with Rupture, cancel the TPs, and then have his team follow up. But I do think they need to be a little bit more active. I mean, I don't think Razor's going to wait until he has BKB Refresher before making plays. They're probably PSG.LGD's triangle pretty quickly, and now that Ravage is back up. They're great at holding these points, but they're not great at, jumping the heroes right now. So if they let PSG walk into them, or they take control of an area and just kind of choke them out and out-farm them, that's a play for VC right now.
And they are going to go ahead and smoke. Yeah, like you said, they do have the Ravage cooling down. Irving's actually going for a Yule Scepter this game. So not a standard build there at all.
That's unfortunate. It's like the worst target you could go on. And you run right into the Bane, he drops the Nightmare on you.
Yeah. So, again, I think the idea was to smoke up and get behind this mid tower into a good position for the Ravage. They really do want to take this mid tier 1 down, and it looks like they may finally do it. LGD respecting the team fight potential here from VG Gaming, as he got Exorcism, Ravage, Eye of the Storm. I mean, these are all really big abilities.
Yeah, you've got Mortimer Kisses now. You could try to set up
Dire's
one
middle
kill.
tower has fallen.
Yeah, I don't know about this.
It's not going to be easy.
Yeah, with his Tidehunter posturing forward, just completely destroy you if Ravage comes out when you try to drop, a Fiend's Grip
Radiant's
off into
top
somebody.
tower
So
is under
they're
attack.
back up now. They lose the mid tower. Luna gets a little bit of space off of that, but ooh, Bloodseeker.
They find Faith Beyond. This would be a fantastic kill. It is just the two
Radiant's
supports.
top
Question, do they
tower
really
is
have the
under
damage? He has
attack.
Rupture out, tag team doing a lot of work so far. Here comes the blood right. They do finally get the kill. Well done. Mortimer Kisses out onto the Tusk. Rupture's there. Does he finish him off? He does. Nicely
Radiant's
done by
bottom
Xingqiu,
tower
finding at
is
least
under
a little bit
attack.
of a trade there.
That's like a damn if you do, damn if you don't scenario. You walk closer to that Snapfire in order to cancel their Mortimer Kisses with something, or stop them from hitting you, and of course...
She pulls out the double barrel.
Yeah, boom. That's just how it's done.
Yeah. Well done, well done. I mean, still a really solid trade if you're VG Gaming there. Like, finding the Bloodseeker is really big. This is a hero they've managed to slow down a pretty good amount already. Like, you can see just on the net worth chart.
Got it.
And his utility this game is super important for LGD. Like, they really do need that, like, late game Aghanims, like a BKB as well. Like, he does have to find items this game.
Yeah, he needs to be farming, doing things on the map, so, Luna can be off the map in the jungle and maximize the use of the fact that, she's like modern-day Alchemist.
Speaking of Luna, might be in trouble. Irving is here. In comes the Gush. He's got a Ravage and team
Radiant's
coming
middle
in.
tower is under
Well,
attack.
Thane might have not, made a little bit of space here, but there it is. They will commit the Ravage. They got bugs. There's going to be the Fiend's Grip out onto the Death Prophet, and they turn around with the boat in for nothing to say. He's just going to try and TP out on Luna, but a Yules is there from XN to cancel it. You're going to lose the Luna. You lost the Bane. A valiant effort to keep him alive, but it just wasn't enough.
That was a damn nice try, I gotta say. They like sidestepped for a moment when they saw Bane, because I think they thought that the rest of PSG's heroes were moving in to commit, but it was just him by himself. And realizes that, continues to chase the Luna, and she almost gets that TP off, but I think the last like 0.3 seconds, the Yule Scepter comes out from that Death Prophet, and TP gets canceled. Oh, nice try, but BC making movements around the map every time this Ravage is up, and even the Bloodseeker had such a rough lane, he's not really able to make space for this Luna, so the game, despite the fact that you're at the top of the network, your game is slowed more than you want. The Razor shouldn't be this close to you.
Yeah, I agree. Erica on the way to a VKB. Pretty much the standard build here, right? From Razor, it's just kind of Falcon Blade, Treads, VKB. You just want to start fighting as soon as you have that.
Yeah. I wonder how B-Cop feels about this one. I know he really didn't like Erica playing the Wraith King, but Razor might be a little bit more comfortable with.
Yeah, I mean, he's a fairly active hero. But the Luna is still managing to find stacks in the jungle, especially on the Ancients. Like, this is helping her stay in this game. And like you said, the Razor does fall off in terms of farming speed eventually. And Luna, this is kind of like the moment where she is going to start being a little bit more difficult to keep pace with.
Yeah, but still very easy to kill prior to her getting the BKB. Again, you have a lot of magic damage.
Oh, nice shard block there. Nothing to say on the backside. He's going to be able to snowball to dodge this and know exactly where he's going. Perfect cookie there from Jin Q. And nothing to say, he's going to grab the kill.
Yoink at the end there with that Tidebringer hit. Nice pickup. I don't think he'll get them much more of the map. I think once Tusk is back up, Ravage, another 30 seconds, they'll just retake their jungle. Posturing you at the bottom tier 2 tower. They can't actually dive this one. Just with this build, phase boots, soul ring, the extra armor. I think it's like 5. He gets under that tier 2 tower, the Herd of Defiance. You get heavily punished if you try to dive the Tide into here, even without the Ravage.
Yeah.
So everybody backs up. The question is if they're going to be able to find the vision that PSG put on their
Radiant's
way back
middle
through.
tower is under attack.
They're probably going to think that they were a little bit deeper than that one over there that has vision of the river, but
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's top tower has fallen. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Bounty.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
To the underscape with you.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh, bounty!
Dire are scanning.
Thank you, my beauties.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Illusion.
Got it.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Lightning strikes twice.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Come and fight me.
Radiant are scanning.
That one hurt. Killing spree.
I heard you're one of the weirdos who gets off your
Killing spree. Dominating. Double kill. Struck down. Regeneration.
Roshan has fallen to the dark.
too soon.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Mortimer, get away.
Probably not.
I'm sure he's got you know, way more swagged out shoes though.
I can't.
Because he's got the footprints underneath.
Yeah, I see the fish. Yeah, those things are really cool.
Man, these PSG players were completely swagged out with their hats. All right, invading the enemy team's jungle, but with Ravage still on cooldown and you know your other cores far from you, they're going to be forced to back up. So finally, a chance to reclaim their outposts here. Speed advantage still definitely the way of VC Gaming after these last couple of team fights, but nothing to say. Definitely salvage things with that last play. But they can stall out long enough to get a couple of these really useful items, these timings on the side of PSG. You really want this Aghanim Scepter being able to hit two heroes with the Rupture and like give them the runaround in these team fights, or stopping them from stalling out like that Tusk did previously.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is huge.
Well, they're going to smoke up again, try and find themselves.
A bit early.
Yeah, he's 300 gold from his Ags, but they just want to go ahead and maybe just establish a vision here and see if they can find a quick pickoff. Well, they're going to run into Tusk. Ooh, nice blink out.
Schmoves.
He's going to be fine. In comes Irving. Might have to be careful here. And there's going to be the Rupture. The Mortimer Kiss is coming through. It's not going to be enough to keep him alive. Jules might buy him enough space, but Boat comes through. Irving will fall. He pump faked the Ravage. He thought about it.
He thought about it. He realized that would have been a little bit of a waste, and it definitely wouldn't have saved him there, I feel. And that's a lot of their team fight and their catch, right? The moment that PSG try to take a team fight against you, your Ravage is the only thing that discourages them and holds them down for long enough for this Razor and the DP to actually stay on them. Because, you know, they've got these 4 staffs, they've got a bunch of movement speed, they've got Bane to bail these people out. Or even the Ruptures help bail people out as the DP and the Razor try to run at you. I'm
fairly sure this Bloodseeker just goes Refresher second item.
That would be hilarious. I'm not sure.
He's either going to go BKB or Refresher.
He's got Lotus Orb queued up.
You think so? Oh,
yeah.
Boo.
Faith Beyond, very
Radiant's
sane
bottom
man.
tower is under
I mean,
attack.
it's such a good BKB Refresher game. We'll see. He had Atos and queued into an Ag, so we'll see. He could change his mind.
We are in the Refresher BKB
Radiant's
meta
bottom
right
tower
now.
is under
12
attack.
seconds to get Refresher Orb. Does feel pretty good, especially against this roster. This group of heroes, but VC Gaming, you know, once the Refresher Orb and maybe a couple other items are completed on this, I think the things will turn back around. They'll have an easier time taking these team fights, and then might need not to rely on the Ravage so much.
I'm going to say,
Dyer's
playing
top
the
tower is
angler
under
role
attack.
here on the Kunkka, so to the tier 2 tower. Not much you can do on the side of each though, so they will take themselves
Radiant's
their first
bottom
tier
tower
2. They're going to be
has
able to grab
fallen.
themselves the enemy outpost, kind of even up that XP, and gobble up. Finds the Tidehunter. Rupture comes through. X into the Torrent. Plus the Blood Right. All right, nice duels to dodge it out, but he's all alone. Irving, no chance of surviving this. Was that an offensive force staff to kill him?
I think so, yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah. They pulled him, like, he walked a little bit distance, they pulled him back right away. That Rupture ended up doing so much damage to the Tidehunter there when he went down, and you know, the beauty, Aghanim Scepter still got it available. He's working on a Lotus Orb of his own. Try to punish the Bloodseeker for dropping these Ruptures, but I don't think he's going to care too much. I think he just drops them anyway, even if he sees a Lotus on a hero.
I mean, it's so important that he ruptures up like Tidehunter, Death Prophet, or Razor in these fights, and that's one of the things where it's like I kind of feel like the later this game goes, the easier it is for LG, and it's honestly just because of this Bloodseeker's
Radiant's
impact,
middle
like having
tower is under
an
attack.
eventual refresher here.
Yeah, but he's got, you know, big side character impact now. He's like doing something to weaken the enemies before the hero finishes them off.
Absolutely, yeah.
But, you know, that's teamwork, and PSG.LGD is teamwork. Would you say the protagonist of PSG.LGD is?
You know, I don't know, but why? You get caught here by the Tusk Force Staff, gonna buy a little bit of space, gets a nice Nightmare off, but he is still surrounded and all alone.
Not going anywhere. Definitely not wide.
Yeah, they will know about the ward there now on that high ground, as Xiaoma did blink out of fog to get that Walrus Punch, so they'll get that dewarded in no time, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm circling that one out. Hey guys, got a problem up here.
I will say Tusk has had some fantastic blinks this game.
Oh yeah, for sure. This has looked very good this game, but you know, the hero does fall off and feel a little bit useless as the game goes on. I think he does a great job of wasting the BKB time on PSG, but outside of that, you know, he's like your initiator, a staller, and then
they've got vision on the high ground here. They're scouting this heroes once again. There's going to be your gobble up. The question on to who? It's going to be Erica into the Mortimer Kisses. Can they get the chainsaws? They just dropped the Rupture. She's going to try and DP home. That will be enough. You force the BKB. There's no real other stun. Like, the Bane was not close enough to get to the Fiend's grip.
No. I mean, you initiated from so far away. You wanted to get vision by throwing out that Snapfire gobble up there and just raining hell on them. But unfortunately, BKB just gets you straight out.
I really thought they were going to initiate on the Tide. They did have him on, like, the front side of the high ground.
You can. You initiate on the Tide, you lose.
Well, you just rupture him again, you know?
And then he like walks away for a little while, and then he ravages you, and then his team kills you.
They might have their BKBs done on the Luna and the Kunkka, though.
They do.
Okay, yeah.
They've got those complete. They've had them for a while now, but we saw what happened last time. The Tusk comes in, snowballs, stalls out those BKBs, and then the Ravage comes.
Yeah.
So
Radiant's
run it
middle
back
tower
again,
is
so
under attack.
PSG need to get the jump on them before they're able to react to this Tidehunter. I don't think like Tidehunter is ever an ideal target for them unless you can
Radiant's
see,
top
like,
tower
these other
is
heroes in
under
a different
attack.
lane.
Goodness, the
Dire's
damage
bottom
coming out
tower
from
is
the
under attack.
Kunkka here is pretty absurd. I mean, Kunkka and Luna are incredibly farmed. I
Dire's
love the hex that he's building
structures are
into
fortified.
some more control for the side of PSG.LGD here.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah. They've
Radiant's
got,
top tower is under attack.
These Yule Scepters, the Blinks now. The Yule Scepter on Xiaoma. I mean, if it's only Luna doing the damage in the late
Dire's
game, you just
bottom
toss her into the
tower
air a
is
couple
under
of times,
attack.
or you lose yourself whenever she tries to come in on you if she's got the BKB active. It's going to be pretty effective. And, you know, just by existing in these team fights, the Raze and the Death Rock are going to pump out damage.
I mean, they do smoke up here on the side of Vici, trying to find the side of PSG.LGD that just finished the refresher here for the Razor. It looks like
Radiant
they might
are
find Jinq. He
scanning.
gets the ward or the rune deny.
Yeah.
And there's the scans. They actually don't have vision of them right now, but they do know that they're up in their own triangle. So
Back to
not
the
easy
ball.
place to take the fight for VG Gaming. So they're just going
Gold
to
for my
clear out the
chest.
mid lane.
This is an absolutely wild positioning. Enemy
A lot
team
of
is-
Lotus Orbs.
Yeah, a lot of Lotus Orbs. A lot of single target abilities this game. I mean, it is so helpful against Bane. He nightmares himself. He's just like... He can't do anything when like you drop that Lotus Orb onto whatever person he's trying to target, so it buys you a lot of time in these team
Radiant's
fights. It forces
middle
him
tower is
to
under
be completely
attack.
different.
And they find the Weaver, the X, the boat. All right, not a bad one. They actually, wait a minute. The sleep onto Erica, he just BKBs?
Yep.
Trying to chase down the Luna. She can just BKB TP home, right? That's exactly what's gonna happen. Does she make it on time? She does not! The damage from the refresher of Erica is too much.
Yeah, you melt to that one, and there wasn't anything Bane could do about that. He just runs at him. He's got the BKB active. He's got the Lotus on top of him. He Fiend Script. He just instantly gets interrupted. Oh. Lotus Orbs, Yule Scepters, they are being absolute menaces here on VC Gaming, and PSG, they're going to struggle to play around these things as good as they are at team play. Oh, now he just forced to stall it for time. A couple of heroes. They'll try to shove up bottom lane. I see Erica. They've got vision onto Tusk as well. We're in the top lane, so they know it's safe to push out mid here on the Bloodseeker.
And shout out to Erica, honestly. We were talking so many times about how Luna will always just, you know, pull ahead of this Razor and outfarm, but he is just neck and neck. And has had a lot more impact on the Razor than, say, the Luna has this game. He's 7-0-2. Like a fantastic showing.
Absolutely. Maybe I'm giving too much credit to Xiaoma. I just feel like he's enabling all this.
Jama's been doing a lot. Oh, gobble up. Gonna scout them into the Roshan there.
Wants to be able to force them back out of the pit. I mean, Luna still dead at the moment. She does a lot of damage, but she's not great at standing her ground yet. She
Dire
built a
are
Daedalus
scanning.
immediately after her BKB, but I think she needs to tank up for her next item.
Oh, nice X. Will pull back. The Luna kind of saved her there, and she goes for the BKB. Gonna turn around. There's gonna be your Eclipse, but so far you've really only found the Tusk. Question is, can they get more?
That was insane, that pullback on the Luna. They did not know that X was on her.
Oh, Yules will dodge out the following X, and now X ends the round with this Exorcism. And Luna, you've already committed your spells. They gotta come in, they gotta get out. Sync you with the save. Thanks to the Gobble Up, will be able to get the Luna out, but the rest of the team, are they gonna be as lucky? Why to try to TP home?
Visitation.
Doesn't make it, but honestly,
Radiant's
salvage
bottom
fight there for
tower is
PSG.
under
I thought
attack.
this was gonna be a disaster.
Yeah, I think it was just as good by VC. I mean, the secondary use of these Yule Scepters, we tried to drop that Fiend Script onto the Death Prophet and just get everybody out and potentially turn on her, but immediately Tidehunter Yule Scepter off onto the Bane, so he just can't use his Fiend Script this game. With Lotus Orbs, with the Yule Scepters, there's too much control over him, so
Bounty.
it essentially feels like they're playing down a hero. Just, good that was for PSG for kind of salvaging that fight. BC Gaming. Well, they did that without the Tidehunter, without any stuns. They managed to force PSG back and take down the Bane.
Yeah, I mean, they had blown the Ravage so much earlier, right? And so they didn't really have a lot of tools, but...
Yeah, Tidehunter dead.
All right. Roshan number 2. Neither team has managed to take it yet. 5k gold lead now for PSG.LGD, so they are pulling a little bit further ahead. One of the first real leads of the game, honestly. Like, this has been extremely close. They're going to actually smoke up as 5 once again. Start heading down the mid lane. Lacking some ultimates, but here we go. 10 heroes under the cover of smoke.
No Bloodseekers here. Just drops the Bloodbird into the tower, but Blink comes out too fast. The moment he sees that plasma field from the Razor, he just blinks back. Doesn't want to take the chance, and both teams now going to be forced to play around the Roche pit. I mean, this is a massive objective.
Yeah, it really is. If they can find Irving, Ravage on cooldown for another 30 seconds, they know this is here. Why? With the vision. On the backside, we'll be able to put Jama to sleep. Gets woken up thanks to the Lotus Orb.
BC hesitant to take this fight, even though, I mean, they don't have Ravage. They've only got buyback right now on the Razor. If they lose the fight here, then they fall even further behind. So, yeah, like, PSG are giving them the ability to stall this one out until they got Ravage back up, and they're taking them up on it. You're looking to smoke up one more time, but doing so a little bit slow on PSG, which is uncharacteristic of them. Normally it's snap anywhere on the map the moment they group up again.
All right, I mean...
Both teams just so afraid of the enemy team trying to sneak this Roshan. It's just the dance around the pit.
Yeah, I mean, it really is such an important objective.
Yep.
The free Aegis and Shard.
Yep. And
both...
either team gets caught out here. Like, you're fighting into, you know, the Exorcism Refresher Razor. You're fighting into a Ravage on that side, or, you know, you potentially get caught out by the boat, or, you know, run out of the pit and separate your team by 2 ruptures, so they have to be so careful with initiation.
We will scout them. The ward gonna get taken down. Smoke does get exposed there, so they don't actually find anything, but they do manage to take away a little bit of vision around the Roche pit here, which
Radiant's
still very
middle
valuable.
tower is under attack.
They're gonna have to go deal with lanes at some point. Yeah, and Death Prophet TP's back to tier 2 mid. The rest of PSG.LGD still grouped up here.
Someone will have to deal with the bottom lane. I think PSG are realizing that, all right, mid-bottom both push pretty far in. If we could force them into their base, then we'll be able to grab this Roche, just take it from them. That's exactly what Kunkka's doing.
Ooh, Walrus, he's coming in. There's the punch. Gets saved by Jin-Q once again, thanks to the Gobble Up. The rest of the team will be trying to pursue here, but it doesn't look like they're going to find anything. Faith Beyond. Would love to rupture up XM, but protect it thanks to the Lotus Orb and backs out just in time.
Structures are fortified.
Used as they're forced to pop that as the wave did end up meeting with the tier 3 tower. Thanks to nothing to say, shoving that out. They're so good at controlling the map right now, but they try to bait them into the Roche pit with that scam.
Oh, they get the Walrus punch. He gets the BKB off, though. Trying to be able to take down the Bane. He will fall first. Rupture, though, onto the Death Prophet. Can't really continue the chase. Nice Yule's there to dodge outside for the buyback in from the Bane. He wants to rejoin the fight. BKB from XM. Gonna protect him. The Mormon Kiss is zoning out the backside of the fight, but they're gonna go in, trying to collapse onto the Death Prophet. She gets the 2 heroes. Spirit Siphon, Erica pops the refreshers in Q with the saves. Once again, Gobble Up sending it back in. Luna, you're fighting whether you want to or not, apparently, and it seems like she does not. Cookie trying to save her for the moment. Can they actually turn this around? A lot of damage from Lucid being time-lapse. Going to give them some space to work with here. Kunkka thinking about reinitiating as well. If they can get their hands on top of the Weaver, it'd be a decent kill, but they don't commit another rupture. They can't find anything.
Oh, that Luna getting Cookie back in. They stopped my heart for a moment there. I was certain that she would end up just dying there. No buyback available. If she went down, Roche certainly would have gone the way of VC, but almost turning that one, but no casualties at the reinitiation.
Yeah, it's always really funny to just yeet your allies into a fight and be like, yeah, get in there, buddy. Yeah. You got this, right?
Yeah, it was such a sick save originally by the Snapfire, because he blinks in underneath, like, you know, the Razor's dot, the Exorcism, and, you know, grabs him with that Gobble Up, blinks back out, and then is like, actually, you don't need to be safe. Get right back in there, bud.
Yeah.
But, you know, thankfully, there will be no kick as Luna survived that one.
All right, ulti cooldowns here on the top right. As we can see, Ravage still about a minute off Exorcism about 30 seconds. The Shard's actually kind of helping the Luna here. Oh, nice. Centaur is going to set up the backside of this fight. Erica needs to be a little bit careful. BKB is online. The reflected Rupture is scary, but Erica just dies before he can use anything. He's going to buy back, though. Still has that BKB available as a result. Kunkka trying to find another kill here. Finds the Tusk. Times the torn. Oh, he gets the blink out instead. Well played by Jaume.
All utility on this guy. Yule Scepter, Blink, Snowball, just great at stalling for time. And yes, they're going to buy back for this one, but
Whatever Kisses?
they're
trying to cancel a tide from being able to get into this fight. Another Rupture, this time onto the Weaver. XM just goes into the hit with the Exorcism. He's got to be careful, though. They've got the damage. Who gets the rope? Goes the way of Shin-Q. Not the best Aegis holder, but better than the other team. Getting in Irving. Falling a little bit low. Will be able to make it out. Force Staff trying to get Jin-Q out of this fight. Spirit Vessel not going to be enough to finish him off. Again, another huge engagement, but it seems like no one dies. There's going to be another Rupture, this time onto the Tidehunter. Lucent Beam gets silenced by XM. Will be able to save him. Gobble Up doesn't connect onto anything either.
coming in so clutch there. That certainly would have killed him there. And he could have even dropped the Lucent Beam nearby, but caught out there by XM. Both teams playing out of their minds here. And you know what the happiest about the Aegis going the way of Snapfire, but you know, quickest trigger finger wins, and Snapfire is pretty quick with that shotgun.
Yeah. Yeah, it was absolutely worth it. Like, you just don't want it to go the way of like the heroes of Vici Gaming, right? If Razor gets the Aegis, it's really scary. He just bought back in this last engagement, so obviously would be the best target for the side of Vici Gaming. But either way, LG get it at the end. They also grabbed themselves a Timeless Relic and an Aesthetic Cap, so these are pretty sick jungle items here.
Yeah, I'm wondering who the Timeless Relic goes the way of. It's possible.
Gotta go Bloodseeker, right?
Yeah, I'm thinking Bloodseeker. He's holding on to the Aesthetic Cap right now because, you know, he is playing pretty far forward, but that spell damage he's doing is absolutely huge.
Actually, put it on
Radiant's middle tower is under
Snapfire get
attack.
off again. Deciding who gets what still.
I don't know.
Illusion.
Yeah,
Musical neutral items.
it's of course my favorite party game.
Yeah. I want to take a moment to away from your party game for half a moment, talk about the video game here. I want to say that it was an amazing, you know, guess. Them going for the Aghanim Scepter on the Bloodseeker. It is so important in this game. It has been doing a lot of work in these team fights. Razor wouldn't have died with it. It's stopping them from being able to reinitiate. Like, it is so good against this Razor in the DP.
Yes,
Arcane
yes, it's
power.
like the main reason that you'd pick the Bloodseeker into this game, right? Like,
Yep.
The problem is he's really underfarmed compared to where Bloodseekers would like to be. I can't tell if this is like necessarily because, you know, they're prioritizing the Snapfire's farm here. Nothing to lose. Mid lane doesn't get the crit there onto Irving. But
Nothing to lose.
huh?
You said nothing to lose.
No, he's what I'm saying. He's running in on the Kunkka.
Oh, yeah, nothing to lose. Fair. That one is unintentional. Missing your dad jokes, buddy.
Yeah, I try.
Trickster Cloak now found on the Snapfire. That'll make it a lot harder to jump her on the back lines if she decides to hold on to that one. And I have Scotty now completed on the Luna. This is huge against basically all these heroes. Prevented healing on this Tidehunter, Death Prophet, and of course that 50% slow. And that applies to your Lucent Beam attacks that come out as well. There is going to be no running away anymore between that Rupture, between that 50% slow. I have Scotty on the Luna, and she's able to play a little bit further forward onto the front line. That she's a bit more tanky.
Yeah, you can just do this all day. There's like the feels good section of the game. It's Kunkka. You just get to X yourself running and one shot away.
They don't get to just do this. You know how many Yule Scepters they have on the side of VC?
It's true. It's a lot.
Yeah. They will be in a lot of trouble if they just get the Yules off on the Kunkka one time. He goes a little bit too far forward, though. Just be careful with how often he does
Rupture?
this.
And just find
Radiant's
Irving
middle
here.
tower
Aesthetics
is
Cap
under
actually will
attack.
reduce the duration quite a bit. He gets the blink out after the Yules. One of her kisses on the backside. Will also find the Tusk. Huge crit from nothing to say is Kunkka there. And Erica with the static link trying to chase him down. Will pop the BKB as well as the refresher. And now you gotta be careful. Jin-Q will be able to save him for now, but he is gonna fall
clear
wide.
sailing
Gonna
now.
regret this feed's gonna appear pretty fast as Erica finds himself a second. He will be able to TP home on
Radiant's
the Luna.
middle tower
Jin-Q
is
with
under
his
attack.
BKB barely makes it out as well. So, all right, the Aegis ended up being pretty sick. Worked out all right.
Get the Snapfire home, that's all you can really ask for. Unfortunately, you know, you do lose the Bane, the Fiend's Grip wasted as well, trying to hold that DP in place. I think they figured they'd be able to potentially turn that fight, but with nothing to say so far away from the rest of his team because, you know, he's forced to gobble him up, spit him back out in order to get away from that static link. That fight was never happening. Oh, I think it was a very. I wasn't sure if that's a rare, uncharacteristic, poor team coordination from PSG.LGD, or it might have been like just Bane committing it to hold him in place. Probably the latter.
Probably the latter. I think you're right. But 43 minutes in the game, 17 to 15. You do have a pretty decent gold lead still here on the side of PSG.LGD. They've been slowly advancing it this game, like very, very slowly. It's just been kind of going their way. I love Snapfire. Grabbing the Spell Prism is pretty... Whoa. Ends up going the Little Shredder attack damage.
Rescaling. Look what he's got queued up. Yeah, Desolator, Daedalus. The Snapfire's got big dreams.
I mean, okay.
Yeah,
why not?
This isn't the first time we've seen this from Zinkia, though. I mean, he just...
No, it was Weaver.
Yeah.
It's a Weaver build where it's just like, yeah, I'm the carry, guys. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Well, if Bloodseeker's going full utility, not doing too much damage, if they focus down this Luna, you're going to want your position forward to be doing a lot of right-click. And
8 knots and full ahead.
Yeah.
Also melt towers pretty quickly. Once you get like a little Shredder plus Desolator onto a tower, it just melts.
Radiant's middle tower is so under attack. Radiant's middle tower
you know the little Shredder attacks 3 turrets or whatever. It triples the sound volume. It's just, oh man,
that's good game design.
Yeah, absolutely.
I refuse to hear that it isn't. Oh,
Tidehunter refresher now. I mean, that's pretty big.
Yep. Is the refresher done on the Death Prophet yet? I believe so.
It looks like it's being delivered.
Yep.
Yeah, so they've got all 3 of the refreshers online, and an instant smoke and head out onto the map, see if they can find themselves an enemy team to kill.
Yeah, double exorcism. Well, it doesn't refresh or it doesn't apply.
Oh, nothing to say. Instant trouble, just BKBs though, and we'll leave. Yeah. The Walrus Punch kind of griefing them a little bit. They need to get the Yule Scepters on him to cancel the X back, right?
Yeah, so Yule Scepters need to come out, but, if he's BKB'd, nothing's going to be able to do it. So the fact that he ended up getting that BKB off to begin with did kind of grief them. But the moment you come down from the first Yules, you'll be able to hit that BKB and then pull yourself back. So it might not have been any getting him there. And you can pop the BKB faster than they're going to be able to, like, drop the Yules on you.
Blessings upon a loyal warrior.
Well, either way. And then they're doing a really good job at cutting these waves. Like it's pretty much all he's been doing like the last 10 minutes or so.
Yep.
And Luna has the Lincolns. I'm curious what her next item is going to be. Is it the Pike?
Probably. I mean, I think that's what.
Yeah.
That's
okay.
what she's flying out to her right now. And then at this point, you're going to hit the Aghanim Shard. You can potentially get a Scepter upgrade. You can replace your boots.
Another Daedalus. This one for the Kunkka. He wants to do damage, man.
Yeah, they're just looking to blow these heroes up. Going for this instead of a Silver Edge is surprising, but I think
they've got a Silver Edge, don't they?
The Kunkka?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
I think he does. I think he has Silver Edge.
Multiple Daedalus build is the meta.
About to be a 3rd Daedalus in a moment. Yeah. Rupture there onto the Razor. That damage, not insignificant as he has to go all the way back to the tower.
Yeah.
But he's still got another one.
Yeah, they don't end up committing Mortimer Kisses this time. I guess they figure he's not going to be able to kill him. He's just going to pop that BKB, and then things will be on cooldown. And it's more important for them to control the area around this pit. If they use that big teamfight ultimate, there's no controlling the pit.
Where's the Satanic there? I mean, next Roshan, it's a big one. Aegis Cheese as well as either a Refresher or an Ags. A free Ags this game for the side of LGD.
Yeah, and only 40 seconds until Roche is back up. All the abilities are off cooldown. You've got Refresher Orbs available.
You see Irving top? He's protected by the Lotus Orb. It's hard, man. Like you were saying, the Lotus Orbs, anytime they show in the lane, they're just making sure to have that on top so they don't get ruptured out of position.
Yeah. Yule Scepters as well. Buy them a little bit of time if they try to commit with multiple heroes. But another 15 seconds now, and the issue is going to be forced by one of these teams. Roshan's going to respawn, and the amount of right-click damage they have on PSG, I think they might just try to rush it.
Dude, this Bloodseeker is just sitting on so much money. He's just 3,300 gold. All right, Rupture. Once again, this time dropped onto XM. I mean, this is a great target if you can actually get the initiation, but it's so scary. You're fighting into Refresher Tide, Refresher DP, and Refresher Razor. None of these heroes. You don't really want to overextend to try and get these kills.
You go up into the triangle against a Refresher Tide to like come in on the DP, your entire team is just going to die. So
it's actually going Wind Waker, and this is pretty This is a pretty sweet item. You don't only see it all that
Got
often,
it.
but in this game, it's really nice.
Well, you can use it on yourself, gap a little bit of distance when you've got Rupture on you as you're invulnerable. You can use it on your allies if they're controlled up. So this Bane has not had an easy game. 3, 10, and 3. Given how broken this hero is right now, it like shows how good the itemization, the positioning is on the side of VC. And Wind Waker will make it even harder. Your Fiend's Grip is just never going to connect.
No, they are going to scout this. Nice shards on the backside. Rupture pretty much dropped already. Erica needs to be careful here. He almost dies in the cleave there from nothing to say. Erica, he goes down, does have buyback. Will have to commit that XM with the Exorcism. Already dropped on the front side of this fight. This DD from Kunkka just did so much work. Beautiful plays from him. And now in comes the Rabbit from Irving, number 1. In comes number 2. Can they take down the Luna inside the field from the shard? XM gets the kill. He's going to buy himself back into this game. Nothing to say. Coming in once again. Big Crit takes down Tusk. Almost finds another crit. Number 2 comes out. XM forced the Yule, falling low inside the pit. Can he finish him off? He does not. It goes away. Vici game to get the Aegis, to get the G's. Buy back from 3 more, but Erica's surrounded. He needs help and fast. LGD, can they do it? Can they take down the Razor? Second time there's going to be a refresher. A beautiful snowball. In comes the BKB from the Luna, though. She does a lot of damage. Erica getting shredded here, protected by...
Tricked cloak.
Is that what it is? I was like, how's
now
he
he
going
has protection. They got vision on him now.
Dire's
Beyond
middle
tries to go
tower
back in,
is
but he
under
pops the cheese.
attack.
Erica baited him. Signs for the Death Prophets trying to chase down on the backside. Cookie to the low ground, but Luna stuck here against the Death Prophets. Exorcism, that's going to be a dieback. XM looking for more Jin Q. The Snapfire, your real carry at this point. Can they actually do it? They get the cleave from the Kunkka. The fight never ending as XM standing his ground against 4 heroes here from LGD. Jin Q pops BKB. There's going to be the X. Goes in, gets the kill, and it's going to be a full wipe. LGD crushes Vici in what I thought was going to be an impossible fight.
I thought when the snowball save came out, there was no way they finished them off, but DotaHero doing so much work inside that Roche pit, cleaving them all down. The Daedalus is definitely the right build, and
18,000 damage.
yeah, he played absolutely insane in that fight. The amount of damage with his Tidebringer was crazy, and there's no way to defend from this
Radiant's
one. The
middle
little
tower
Shredder is
is
going to
under
absolutely
attack.
melt these towers. As soon as they get through the tier 3s, they're going to the tier 4s, and
What do you buy? He'd had to buy something.
I want a Desolator.
Radiant's middle
yeah,
tower
I was like,
has
I was
fallen.
like, this is nothing to say we're talking
Radiant's
about.
I mean,
middle
I see his
barracks
in Q.
are
I
under
thought he already
attack.
had already, but he doesn't. There's the GG. LGD do it on the back
Radiant's
of 4
middle tower
diebacks
has
at the
fallen.
Roshan.
Radiant's
That
middle
was an
barracks
absolutely
has fallen.
insane
Radiant's
team
middle
fight.
tower
Just
has
BC,
fallen.
they played this game so well, so
Victory.
many defensive items, such good coordination, always being like heads up about